Situations a little bit more differently because we're dealing with so many people in the industry, and so if you have a great product, if it's a great product that works, you can sell it. And the main thing I would give to entrepreneurs or upcoming influencers is I'll just tell you straight: if you hot, and you got it. That's what keeps the money coming in. That's what keeps you relevant. You got a hot product. If you have a hot business, that's what keeps you on top. If you don't, I mean, it's just not gonna work out, especially in my business in entertainment and also in marketing. So, I would just leave with those gems.
So Shawn, to your point, how do you get hot? And if you're already hot, how do you stay hot?
Just real quick, guys, you're not done if you're not hot. You just gotta figure out how to get hot.
So, like for instance, we've worked with so many people. Let's say, for example, Gorilla. They reached out to us, the label, to promote her song. A lot of outlets was not going to promote it on their platform, but we took the risk. It went viral. So we had a significant role when it came to, her song. Many other artists as well. So I'm giving that example because when it comes to them and her, that's not something that she planned it. That's not something she wasn't thinking, I'm gonna promote this, I'm gonna go viral, I'm gonna be a sensation. No, it's all about timing. Her timing was perfect. Lola Brooks, her timing was perfect. Sexy Red, timing was perfect. It's not something that they're strategically planning, it just happened. So if you got a hot song, you got a hot brand, you're gonna continue to stay on top. I mean, if you don't, you could continue to work to that goal, but that should not be your goal of saying, I wanna go viral. That's gonna bring a lot of confusion, a lot of anxiety, it's gonna bring some depression. So you just focus on doing the very best that you can, and if the public receives it, that's really all that matters, as long as you gave your best.
And to add on,
all of us as entrepreneurs have heard storytelling. It's not one story that you were telling. And I think that's where a lot of people get confused. It's like, how do I push everything into a 60-second, 90-second pitch or a reel or on my website? And that's not it. You're telling multiple stories. So one is the story that you're telling yourself about marketing, because a lot of people are terrified by it. And it's just like, how do I connect with people and show them that I have the solution to their problem? And if you can solve the person's problem, then they will continue to come back to you for other solutions to their existing problem or new problems that are created now that you've solved the first one. But then it's like, well, what's the story? The story I'm telling my customer is different than the story that I'm telling my investor. The story that I am telling my employees or a new employee that I'm trying to bring on is different than I'm telling an existing employee that I'm trying to keep. And so as entrepreneurs, you're taking that core story and you're telling it multiple different ways so that it actually fits with the problem that's keeping whoever you're talking to up at night. And I realized that as my own entrepreneurial journey, but then also now as an investor seeing thousands of stories being told to us in the application process. Some people get it really right, and then some people don't get it right at all. And then some people get exhausted by their story. And the mentor told me, do not get, I forgot what he said. Do not get bored with it, get paid with it. And so you're telling the same story over and over again, just realize the audience is different, and you have to find that connection point to them. That's how you stay hot, that's how you stay relevant, and how it continuously becomes an amazing cycle for you.
Right, and then what is the problem you're solving for, to Felicia's point, and making sure you are creating a solution with every single thing you put in the marketplace.
I love that.
And then I think the last piece is really figuring out how you create KPIs, key performance indicators. What are the things that you're going to measure to make sure that the things that you're doing are actually working? And you need to check in with those things frequently, because sometimes you have to pivot and optimize your strategy.
Research. And so what Ericka said about key performance indicators, oftentimes you could be pitching to companies and you could be marketing to them, but it does not align with their KPIs. And so you can have the best pitch in the world, the best product in the world, the best amount of money that you spend in your marketing, but if it doesn't align with how they are measuring success and where they're diverting their money, you'll never get to it. And so you have to ask, Tony Robbins said, you gotta ask, the quality of your questions determines the quality of your life. It also determines the quality of your business and the quality of your marketing. And so you have to get to asking bigger, richer, better questions. And so oftentimes when you are pitching to someone and they're just saying, all right, well, tell me about your business, you can take control back in the conversation. I am never pitching anyone and just blurting out, this is what my business is, before I answer that question, tell me, what are your priorities for 2024? What are your priorities for 2025? What is keeping you up at night around your department or your business or your company? I need that information first before I can tell them how my company, my organization, my product, my service can solve that problem. If not, they don't hear anything that you're saying because the problem that's keeping them up at night is so loud that not until you solve that can they open up the Rolodex, can they open up the purse strings, can they open up the budget, and you can take control back in that in the same way that you do in your marketing campaigns, but the same way you do in your pitch and your conversation.
I love that. How are you able to retrieve and keep your audience? Like those of us who were, tapped in because we wanted to get a Bible quote, but now all of a sudden we're seeing Sexy Red's, announcement. So how are you able to make sure that you were still catering to your day ones, but growing?
That's a good question. I get approached with that all the time. We get asked about that all the time. Still Christian, you know what I'm saying? Still love God, you know what I'm saying? You don't worship the devil over here, you don't God over here. So the foundation is still the Christianity. And like you said, we did pivot. I did make that decision. When it came to now adding trending topics, Q&As, a lot of the podcasts, a lot of the music. And it's almost like, I'll give an example. It's almost like you're buying a bag of Skittles, right? And then you open it up, you see Snickers. Hold on now, I want a Skittles, what's going on over here? And then, so what, you constantly buying and purchasing it, what do? You normally just throw it away, right? So when people the reason why I'm giving that example is like people were initially following the beginnings, yes, it was the scriptures, the motivation, so yes, I have lost followers from doing that. And then like in 2019, it just changed. But the reason why I pivot to go into other arenas is because it brought opportunities. I wouldn't have got opportunities if I stuck in that same predicament, that same place. So it opened up me opportunities for being where I am right now, meeting with so many artists, so many celebrities, meeting with Netflix, Disney Plus, BET, just a variety of companies, and it opened up so many doors that I give all credit to God. It's not, I can't do this on my own strength. And I'll just be frank, I don't have a degree in marketing. I never went to school in marketing. It's just all them. When people ask me a lot of questions, how do you do this? How do you do that? Sometimes it was like, I just stepped out on faith and it's really God. And then my mom's sitting up front, she's a woman of prayer. That's what keeps me encouraged. That's what keeps me up and going. Having a woman, especially a mother, that keeps you on your feet and is being very prayerful and keeping you encouraged.
So how did